Hello and welcome to Conflict and Middle East Political Simulator again. So if you've seen any of the other two videos, then you've heard me talk about the most you can have of money, military and things like that is 32,767. So what happens if you have that much military? Well, I'm going to show you. So there you go, game start. Nice neutral game start. Give me 2 seconds to change the values. There we go. Right, so let's see who can be our victim. So favourable, that's not great. What about Syria? Usually indifferent, that's good. Right, so we can pick on them straight away. Right, so as you can see, we have 32,767 of everything. Even brigades, I'm going to change that because it says negative 20,000 troops and I don't want anything to get in the way, so I'm going to change that to back down to 1,000. And as you can see, there you go, that's 20,000. That should be enough. Yeah, you'd hope so. Right, so Syria, they were the ones we're going to. So immediate full-scale deployment, and how much has that used? 5 brigades, and nothing of anything else. Well, at least they're still on 32,767. Alright, that's a good start. Oh, and Jordan might be getting involved as well, that might skew things a little bit. But anyway, yes, lamentable, that's good. Alright, still got same number of forces from last turn. Yeah, Syria. Invade. Alright, what's going to happen? Alright, we didn't immediately kill him. Why didn't we immediately kill him? Well, we're going to see right now. Let's just have it in it, doing that. Right, let's see what's happening. Right, we haven't deployed literally anything apart from a few people. Right, deploy all extra forces. And as you might imagine, that does deploy all extra forces, so that's quite a lot. I'm not sure there's enough room on the Syrian border for all our stuff, but we'll see what happens. And one thing you'll find if you ever do this is that sometimes the in-between turns where it says thinking, it takes quite a long time, well, a lot longer than usual. And it hasn't crashed, it just does take a long time. And, you have to get 3 question marks and then it moves on to the papers to the next turn. So, there you go, okay. So, Syria are dead. So, what do you think happened to... Well, what do you think we lost? Let's start on Egypt now. Alright, so what happened to our forces? Well, something weird happened. So what usually happens is when you do this is you lose all of your helicopters and you lose all of your gunships. So, 32,700 gunships and helicopters immediately wiped out. You generally lose about 12,000, in this case it's been 13. But you lose 12 or 13,000 planes. That's not great. And as you can see, we lost 5,000-ish tanks, and something weird happened to we actually gained tanks. This don't mean we didn't lose 32,000. What happened is, like as we saw in the other video with the money, when it goes over 32,767, it ends up as a negative number. It's still been going up, but it overflows and becomes a negative number, and that's what happened here to our light tanks. So we've somehow got negative 32,000 tanks. So we owe someone quite a lot of tanks. Right, Egypt. Well, they've got nukes, so let's stop them from doing that straight away. Alright, so Egypt have beaten Libya, that's to be expected. And you might be thinking, well, since I did a bomb there, you might think, oh, if I've got 32,000 bombers, if they shoot down my bombers, as they sometimes do, I'll only I'll lose quite a lot more of them. Nope, the most you can lose is 3. It's like hard-coded into the game. So even as you saw with us, we had 32,000 bombers. If they shot us down, we'd have 32,764. That's it. So basically, if you have I don't know if you ever buy bombers, whoever buys bombers, but if you buy bombers, then they're basically infinite because you only ever lose 3 at a time. Don't know what I'm doing that for. But yeah, you can still buy things. I wouldn't buy things because if you add more like they do with the tanks, it will go negative. And I'm not sure what happens after we've done this. I don't know, yeah. Alright, so what happens? Right, we're still okay. We didn't quite invade yet, did we? No. Okay. Let's do it this turn. So let's see what forces we got. So yeah, we've deployed. We've somehow gained 12,000 players back. That's a bit weird. We somehow gained tanks back. That's weird. But you know, it's great. Free tanks. I didn't buy any. You saw that I didn't buy any. So invade. Let's see what happens. Again, it's going to take a long time doing this. Well, not a long time. And wait, what? We died straight away. How did that happen? That's not good. And this is something that happens quite a lot of the time when you like have quite a lot of military. For some reason, you invade and then you lose in one turn, even though you've got tons of stuff. And that probably wouldn't happen if you full scale deployed with the normal amount of military you have. It'll usually take, you know, a war with Egypt will take 5 or 6 turns, but this, you just instantly lose. It's weird, but it does happen. So what you need to do to counteract that is, well, what you can do to counteract that, let's start the game again. Let me change all these values again. Change record value, let's set this to 20,000 instead of 32,000, and then let me move the brigades back down to 1,000. Change the inbox. Okay, here we go. Starting again. Okay, so Egypt looked like a good place to start, and Syria indifferent, so we'll go for Syria again. So as you can see, we've got 20,000 of everything instead of 32,000. Syria. What did that say about Syria? Oh yeah, wow, they're going for straight away here. Full-scale deployment. Yep, that used. So this time you see, full-scale deployment used about 1,200 things, as opposed to no things. Alright, so that's that. What happens this time? Okay, we're still around. Deplorable, that's good. Alright, still got 28,500, still haven't lost any because we haven't done anything. Syria, invade. Right, what happens? Now we've got about 1,500 of everything. And as you can see, again, what happened? We literally sent 1,500 of everything. Not 1,200 of everything. And we lost. Again, straight away. Like I said, when you have lots of military, this is the thing that happens. Alright, so that's 2 not so great ones down. Let's try. Okay, values. Let's try 15,000 things. Right, who's first this time? Indifferent and satisfactory. So Egypt this time. So you see you've got 15,000. Oh, I haven't changed that one. There you go. 1,000 troops and 15,000 of everything else. Alright, Egypt. Full-scale deployment. This time, that's used 10,000 things and 5 brigades. See, the game isn't really set up to deal with such large, even though it allows them, it's not set up to really deal with these such large numbers. So right, Egypt, lamentable, good, that means we can go attack them. So as you can see, still only got 5,000 of everything, even though we started with 15,000. Review forces, no. Action, Egypt, invade. What's going to happen this time? Alright, Egypt have been knocked out. So what do you think's happened to our military hardware this time? And what's happened is we somehow gained 3 light tanks. That's a bit weird. And we lost the 10,000 helicopters and gunships. So, I mean, when we had 32,000, we lost all of them. And when we had 20,000, we just lost straight away. And then we've got 15,000, and we've gained some light tanks. So yeah, that's one of the weird things when dealing with this game. And lots of military, you somehow gain units. Alright, maybe that was some weird coincidence. So let's start on Syria. Yes, we're lamentable, so we can get in. They're actually at war with Lebanon, so this will be probably a bit easier than it would be. Let's invade. Let's look at forces. Yep. We took about a third of everything we had. And this time... Alright, Syria are down. So what happened to our military this time? Did we gain any more units? Right, we start on next. Oh, they're favourable. And Jordan is satisfactory. We'll start there next. So what happened? We gained 5 more light tanks. It's see what I mean? It's sometimes there's something about this game and light tanks. I don't know why. It's yeah, it's Jordan. That was next. Let's just sour the thing is. Sour the relationships a lot quicker. Lamentable, good. Yep, still got all our things. We've still sent out about a third of them, a third of the things we had. Okay, Jordan, and we won. And you can't see this, but I can see in the memory that we somehow gained even more light tanks after that. We've got 15. We ended up with 15,010. Yes, we still had all our bombers. We ended up with 10,795 heavy tanks, 8,000 jets, and 556 gunships and helicopters. So yeah, it seems like when you have loads of things, the gunships and helicopters that you send, you basically never get back. And the light tanks you send, you get back and have some more. And yeah, and the other things you sort of have a middle amount of. So that's some insight into how the game handles those things. But you might think then, okay, that was easy, so we can just steamroll everybody in the first turn. And this is what happens if you try and steamroll everybody on the first turn, right? So I'm going to set them all back to 15,000. Actually, I won't. I'll set them to 20,000 since, you know, we're going to be on... No, okay, no, that's not a good idea. 15,000, there we go. Let's put the men back to 1,000 brigades, and the AWACS to 1. Alright. Egypt. No. Jordan. Indifferent. That's good. Lebanon. Workable. That's good. And Syria. Workable. Okay, good. So everybody hits us straight away. That's good. Okay. You've got 50,000 of everything, and... Okay. Strategic action. Okay, Jordan. Oh, Jordan, that's steamrolling straight for us. Okay, full deployment. Egypt. Full deployment. Lebanon. Increase. And Syria. Increase. So what do you think's happened? Okay. So we sent out 12 brigades and basically like 90% of our stuff. Alright, so easy. We're going to steamroll everybody. Right, okay. So we're not quite at war with anybody yet. Let's just make sure we do Europe and Jordan. Okay. Strategic action. Egypt. Invade. Jordan. Invade. Lebanon. Full-scale deployment. Syria. Full-scale deployment. Okay. So now we have 21 brigades out there, and basically 99% of all our stuff is on the borders and ready. Okay, what's going to happen? Place your bets. Alright, so we defeated Egypt, and then Jordan came across, and we just died straight away again. That's what happened. So even though you have tons of military, and it seems like you should be able to just, if you full scale deploy everywhere, you can just withstand everybody and steamroll them. You actually can't. If still there's some sort of bias in the game for if you're like pincer attacked or everything or anything, even if you've got tons of equipment on the border, then you're still liable to lose quite quickly. I mean, I can tell from the memory. I mean, I can't show this, but on the memory we ended up with 3,000 heavy tanks and 1,500 jets and 3,000 light tanks and 3,500 SAMs. So that's quite enough stuff, but it wasn't enough. So yeah, even when you have tons of military, and if you could somehow get that much in the game, you can't just attack anybody willy-nilly and win. You just can't. So yeah, that's what happens if you have tons and tons of military with the game. Sometimes it works and you steamroll it, sometimes it doesn't work and you lose immediately. And then if you end up in a two-front war, it's basically about as easy as it is when you have the normal amount of military. Basically impossible. Alright, so that's just a quick look at quick 16 minutes. That's what happens when you have tons of military, and thank you for watching.